Welcome, everyone, to episode 431 of the Thumbstick Athletes Podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
Well,
Today's topic is going to be the new Call of Duty that, once again, we swear every year we're not going to get. But we're also going to be talking about Call of Duty, I think it's called Call of Duty Mobile, right, Eric?
Yeah, I think it's just Call of Duty Mobile.
So we'll talk about that in relation to the proper release of Call of Duty.
Bigger, better, brother.
Bigger, better, brother. Not mobile Call of Duty. Will's got a rough voice, so we're not sure how long Will's gonna last, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, right?
yeah, definitely.
I know we have a couple things we want to tease too. Outer Worlds, right?
Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
think we've all played it, right?
Yeah, we've all played it. So even if we want to talk about that, Eric, before you go, first impressions, because we are going to have an episode about Outer Worlds next week, most likely. So we'll be talking about that later.
I will shoot to be on that one as well.
Okay, perfect. Well, it'll probably be Thursday, I would think, next week. That seems to be the best day. So yeah, let's get started. Let's talk about Call of Duty. You guys played it on Xbox, correct?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Xbox. Let's hear about Call of Duty. Well, first we should before we do that, we should go back and talk about the reason initially why we were all interested in it, myself included. Right?
The initial trailer, I think, is the one that really got us, wasn't it?
Yeah, at least for me, and me as not a Call of Duty fan, I was like, oh my god, I feel like I need to play Call of Duty now, because it's kind of a reimagining, I guess, of the first Modern Warfare, which was my favorite Call of Duty. The one I played quite a bit of, and oddly enough, not online, but I played through the campaign like a million times.
When it first leaked what the Call of Duty was gonna be, we all said it was stupid and we weren't gonna get it, if I remember correctly.
Probably.
And then
I think it was when we heard the name, right? Is that what we said? Yeah.
Yeah, and we heard it was going to be like a reboot. We're like, that's dumb. They've really run out of ideas. Then the trailer came out.
And it looked fabulous and got us all interested.
Yeah, and the trailer, Dan, is kind of where the game kicks off.
Oh, okay.
You kind of play through that.
Well, yeah, you want to talk about the campaign first, Eric? Will, did you play a campaign?
Yeah, I actually beat it.
Oh, you beat the campaign.
Oh, good. Look at you.
It's very short. It's only like maybe 4 hours, 5 hours.
Oh, shit. If I had known that, I would have just beat it. Damn.
Yeah, it's short, and I like how it's structured because the missions, it's like rapid fire. Like, you go from mission to mission, like, instantaneously, and it's really cool. There's a lot of, like, before it'd be like, you beat a mission, stop, there'd be like a loading screen where you get story or like cutscenes and whatnot. Like, this is just like boom mission, boom mission, boom mission. Like, I like how they do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing actually. I think I've only done 3 missions, but I like that too because it, you know what that does for me is it keeps me going instead of like, it doesn't give you that point to like stop, which sometimes is nice because it keeps you going, and then 3 hours has gone by and you don't even realize it.
Yep.
Which is probably good for this too. I mean, you probably honestly just do it in one sitting. It sounds like you wouldn't even notice that you're going from mission to mission, but you are. It's nice how they do that.
Okay. How is the campaign? Is it worth playing or is it forgettable?
I think it's awesome.
Okay.
So
yeah,
what I like about it is I guess the campaign is based off of real world operations that happen. There's like Benghazi is one of them. Bin Laden, the assassination of Bin Laden. There's another one that's like based on that. There's another one I can't remember what it's called. There was like that. I don't know if it's like considered a war crime, but the Highway of Hell is another thing that happened. And there's a mission based on that as well. So it's like all based on real world operations. I know online somebody was able to list all of them and what they were. So you can find that pretty easily on there. But just off the top of my head, that's what I remember.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, I've only played 3 missions, I think, but I really, really enjoyed my time with it. It was cool. It's been a while since I did a first-person shooter campaign, and it seemed kind of like dark and special ops at the beginning, so I just shut like all the lights off and put my headphones on and really got into it, which was fun. I like the character that you're tagging along with at the beginning. I don't know if she's there for the whole thing.
Farrah, yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. So I have had nothing but good experience so far with the campaign. I've really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I also really liked it. It's one of my favorite Call of Duty campaigns in recent memory. I know some of them haven't had any, but like the Black Ops ones, I didn't really care about after Black Ops 1. So, yeah, I really, really liked this Call of Duty campaign. It's, like I said, short, so you can get through it pretty quick. A lot of callbacks to the original Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Captain Price.
Love Captain Price. There's more characters that reoccur too that come in later.
Is there achievements for Xbox?
So actually, one of my only complaints about the campaign is before you'd be able to beat a mission and get an achievement for it, they took that out. And you have to like do certain things within the mission to get an achievement.
What?
Yeah, and I like getting the achievement by completing a mission. Like it kind of makes me feel accomplished. So like now, like I have like maybe 3 achievements for the campaign. Like one of them is beating the campaign and like random stuff I was able to do during the game. So
okay.
That's actually one of the only things I don't really like about it.
So it's like, so an example would be in this mission, kill 10 people, right? Like that sort of thing, but not for completing the mission itself.
Yep, exactly. It'll be like one of them is cut the power to all 4 buildings that you have to breach.
Gotcha.
That's like one of them, yeah.
Yeah, because one of the things getting back into the Xbox environment, both on my Xbox One and PC, is getting those sweet achievements.
Yeah, definitely.
That noise, I just love it. It's that Corey talks about all the time, but that shot of dopamine for unlocking an achievement. You're like, hey, I did something good because I've been getting them in the Outer Worlds. It's fantastic. So
yeah.
That would be an interest of mine. Okay, well, I mean, let's talk about the main event, the multiplayer. What do you guys think of the multiplayer so far?
Have you done any, Will?
Oh, yeah, I'm level 10, maybe.
Oh, okay, me too, actually.
Yeah.
So, I really, really like the multiplayer. I'm really bad at it, which I will say I've noticed I'm getting a little better. I got to like levels 9 and 10, and I feel like I'm kind of getting in the flow a little bit. And learning the maps is always a big part of it too with Call of Duty and learning the flow of the spawning and all that sort of stuff.
And it plays differently than Fortnite, which we've been playing.
Yeah. Oh, it plays way different than Fortnite. But I really like it. It looks fantastic. I don't know if you've noticed this, Will, but I feel like the maps are definitely lend very well to people who want to snipe.
So actually, the main thing that I've noticed is this Call of Duty plays exactly like the older ones. It's way more slow and methodical, whereas before, or the last 6 or 7 Call of Duties was so fast paced and you could wall run and do crazy movement systems. And this one, it's just straight up it's slower. It's not tactical, but it feels more tactical than past Call of Duties.
Yeah, I think I would probably agree with that.
And yeah, there's more camping in this that I've noticed because there's so many different areas that you can kind of hold down, which kind of lends to how I play. I play slower. I like to be in a building, snipe people out windows using I use the FAL a lot, so that's the gun that I use. It's a single shot, so yeah, so that's kind of how I've been playing. I've been playing a slow kind of pace, and it works out from what I've had. I don't kill a ton of people per game, but I pull my weight enough, I feel.
Yeah, but you're also not tallying deaths either.
No,
right?
I'll usually go maybe 8 and 6 in a game.
Yeah,
probably is kind of what I've been hitting a lot.
Okay. Yeah, and I agree with what Will said. And I'm kind of the same way. I do really, really like to snipe. To me, that's the most satisfying kill because they always put a really good sound effect in. If you nail somebody in the head, it's you're hitting their helmet or something, and it just sounds so good. And it
sounds
feels
awesome,
good when you get that one-shot kill. And I really feel like the maps that they put together for this are it really does lend itself well to sniping and camping, which can be pretty annoying too. Like if you're not the person.
Yeah, we've had a couple questions about camping, but go ahead.
Yeah, if you're not the person who likes to sit back and snipe, and you like to run in there and kind of be the front lines with an assault rifle or something like that, if you're not good, this could be a tough one for you, because I also feel like I'm having a hard time spotting people on the map, and maybe that's just because I'm old now and my eyes suck.
But no, I am too.
Yeah, I'm getting killed a lot. And it's not even from behind. It's from in front of me, but it's I have no idea where they are.
Yeah.
But with that said, I don't want that to seem like it's a negative. I really do think that the maps are pretty cool so far, and the pacing of the multiplayer is really fun, and it looks so good.
It really does.
The character customization stuff is good too, as usual. I'm not sure if there's anything super new there, but I did want to talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you can do. Did you do any of that, Will?
I have done a few, yeah.
To unlock weapons and stuff?
Yep.
It's pretty cool. It's like there will be 5 layers to a challenge, and depending on like what the final unlock is at the end of the challenge is like how difficult the challenges will be. So I'm doing like the boot camp one now, which is like the easiest one. So it's, get 10 kills in a round, play a round, win a round, 5 things like that, and you unlock a new SMG or something like that. But some of them were like crazy stuff, that using different weapons and different secondary grenades and tactical grenades that I probably ordinarily wouldn't, but being that I'm trying to unlock like a legendary weapon or something like that, I might actually be inclined to do. So I think that's really cool. I don't know if that's been in past Call of Duties, but I think it's a pretty cool way to do it.
Yeah, totally agree with you there.
Yeah.
I also really like Gunsmith, Eric.
Gunsmith. Oh, the customization thing?
Yeah. I don't know how much it was like that in the past games, because it's been a while since I really kind of dived into a multiplayer one. But like, instead of being locked down or having to use a perk to use more than one attachment, you can basically use like 4 or 5 different attachments to kind of customize your gun. So like that can be anything from the optical lens that you use, to a silencer, to like a muzzle on the gun, or like a foregrip to hold with recoil. There's a lot of different options for that, and I really like that part of it, because you can really get into customization of a gun and make it kind of like something that's yours, that you use. And all the different camos are cool that you can add to it as well. So there's a lot of depth to that part of the game, which I really like, because I use the FAL, and I was like, how can I make this gun like me, like what I want? And they kind of give you the option to do that. So while there's not a ton of guns in the game from what I've seen, you can really kind of customize a lot of different stuff with them, which is a really cool thing.
Yes. Nice. I also like the FAL, Will. It's it's not my main gun. I like the M4. But the FAL is also a good one. But I've been using the sniper rifle. The dragging off is the one that you start with. So I just pretty much been using that, and I just unlocked the 2 primary weapon thing. So I always do like an SMG or something with the sniper rifle. So I agree. The customization stuff's really cool.
Corey, in a tweet earlier to us, mentioned something in addition to the camping. Mentioned something about riot shields.
Oh God, yeah.
I've seen a couple. I haven't seen too many though, to be honest with you. And the one time that I recall off the top of my head seeing one, I killed the guy pretty easily.
Okay, so maybe wasn't utilized as effectively as it could have been, or is it just not as big of a? I've watched a little bit of gameplay of it, and I haven't seen that anywhere. So.
Did he read that it was a big problem?
I'm not sure. I think so. Or maybe heard from people at work, because he's got his work friends play Call of Duty a lot, so maybe they were complaining about it.
I mean, like I said, I've seen a couple of people running around with them, but I don't think it's like a rampant thing that is an issue, at least what I've seen. I think the guys that he works with probably played quite a bit more than I have.
Right.
So they have a bigger sample size, but No, I killed the guy fairly easily when he came at me with a riot shield.
I had one incident with a riot shield. I can't remember the map, but I was in the building and I knew a guy was going to come through the door because I had the door closed. And I knew he was going to come in and I was going to kill him pretty quickly, but he came in with a riot shield and charged at me. And I was like, yep, I'm definitely going to die here. And sure enough, I died. But again, like, he had the advantage. He had a riot shield and I had just a gun, so I couldn't really do anything. And that's just what that is.
Not just that, but once you see that a few times, then you know you are better at dealing with it. But when it surprises you for the first time,
yeah, I didn't know riot shields were in the game until then.
Yeah, you panic and die. That's what happens. At least that's what happens to me when I see something new in Fortnite. It's like, you know, because that's what I'm playing now. Yeah, when I see something completely new, I panic and lose my muscle memory and I die. So,
Will, do you know if the riot shield blocks a claymore?
I don't know about in this one, but I feel like it used to in the other ones.
Okay. I was gonna say, because if not, that's a pretty easy solution right there. If you're sniping something, I always use the claymore when I'm sniping anyway. But
same here.
You know, yeah. And what was his other question?
It was about he asked about camping too. He said camping and riot shields were ruining the. I don't know if he said meta. I can look up the exact tweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely campy, no doubt about it. But it's not ruining the experience for me because I kind of like to take my time. You know what it reminds me of now that we're talking about it is like when we used to play Age of Empires. I used to hate when people rushed.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't get any enjoyment out of the game. And I know Call of Duty is like a fast-paced shooter, and I'm not saying I need to sit there for 20 minutes and let the score or the timer run out. But sometimes it's nice when you like to snipe to kind of, you know, look around the map and find your spot and not feel like you're being bombarded all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a person that I like to hide and sneak around and choose to engage with the enemy on my terms. I don't like to
on your terms, right?
Exactly. That's the only way I can be effective at a game. So
Same
I
here.
probably would like that a little bit
probably like it more, yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. All right, I'm calling up his tweet right now. He says, "I've heard riot shields and camping are destroying the fun. What say Will and Eric?"
Hasn't destroyed my fun, but I could see if you are a Call of Duty veteran that probably puts a lot more time into the game than I do. Yeah, I would probably make that argument, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it just plays a lot differently than the last, 19 Call of Duties that have come out. So, for people who are, younger, who haven't played the older Call of Duties like we have, this plays more like the Call of Duties we used to play. All the time, the ones that we loved, and then the younger generation has played the one with the Titanfall moving mechanics. So yeah, this one plays a lot differently, and they're probably not going to be used to that. So
yeah,
just evolve as a player. Get good.
Get good or uninstall.
Exactly.
Uninstall.
That's always my favorite advice. Get good or uninstall. All right. Do you guys have any other thoughts or anything else?
I
had
a question for Will.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Do you know if they put any of the first Modern Warfare maps in the game, or if they're going to?
Not that I've noticed.
All I want is a remake of Overgrown.
They might. I don't know, to be honest with you, what they're doing. I feel like I haven't seen all the maps either yet, to be fair.
No, I don't think I have either.
I get Piccadilly a lot.
Piccadilly Square.
Yeah, that's the one that I get quite frequently.
That's the one I've seen the most of
map.
played online.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that one.
I feel like I get the one with the giant bridge a lot in the middle. It's pretty
I don't think
big.
I've even gotten that one.
No.
Yeah,
No
I don't think
way.
so.
Huh.
Yeah, I really don't think I have.
Okay. It's kind of like not a desert, but dusty area. I don't know. There's a giant bridge going across the middle of it, so.
Yeah, I'd have to look up a map list.
Yeah. I don't think I have any other thoughts. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a pretty basic first-person shooter campaign, so there's not really too much to really deep dive into there. But
sure, the meat there is the multiplayer, right? I mean, that's why people buy Call of Duty. So.
Right.
But that, I mean, it seems like it's well done yet again.
I will say, for the campaign too. I think it was IGN said it. I can't remember the exact time frame, but it's something along the lines of this was the best Call of Duty campaign in like a decade, I think they said.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of Shades of Grey stuff that goes on in the campaign too.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's a lot of. They don't cross the line, but at times they kind of toe it.
Gotcha.
It's also not as edgy as everybody says, though. At the same time, like it's edgy for Call of Duty. It's edgy for Call of Duty standards, but it's not as edgy as like what people say online, because some people are like horrified by some of this stuff.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about Call of Duty Mobile before we move on. Eric, what was the reason? Because you told us to play it. You started playing it over the weekend. What was the thing that sold you on it?
So there's a guy at work who's a big mobile shooter gamer guy.
Uh-huh.
And he told me about it, and I don't honestly value his opinion too awful much. So I immediately was like, I don't know, man. It really can't be that good. I said, I've never really played a mobile game that I liked. And I was like, it's a shooter. How good can it really handle? I didn't really think twice about it. But I went home that night, and I remembered that he told me about it. And I was like, shit, I'll just download it. And I'm glad I did, because it's really, really good.
Yeah. Because I had it's been in the ether, I guess, if you will, and because I've had a lot of people, that I follow on Twitter and Instagram that have played it and have sung its praises, and I tried Fortnite mobile a couple weeks ago maybe, and I was just like, I can't do this. That's not how Fortnite's meant to be played. So I didn't have a lot of faith, because PUBG has a mobile version. And then Call of Duty Mobile came out, and like I said, people were singing its praises, and you also sung its praises over the weekend. So today, finally, I remembered to download it and try it. And I'm in the same boat as you, Eric. It's really surprisingly well done. It has the microtransactions stuff. It's not too bad though. It's got a battle pass similar to the way Fortnite does it, but it's not too bad. But I think one of the things I like about it is, like you said, it controls really well. So if you have your thumb on the left side of the screen of your phone, that's movement, and then aiming is on the right hand side. It's anywhere on the right hand side of the screen, and then it shoots automatically. Like once you target.
I think that's the key.
That is the key, because you don't have to push a separate button to shoot. And then there's buttons also there to like aim down your sights. There's a button to crouch, a button to jump. And those are different. I'd like to be able to like move those around. I don't know if you can do that, but I'm sure you can. I just have to mess with it. But anytime I played it today, I just wanted to play the game instead of screwing around with it. So, but yeah, it's surprisingly good. I probably played 10, 12 matches today. Yeah, it's really well done. And I had some where I was like really ungodly effective. And somewhere I was not, so it was a nice mix.
I went to Buffalo this weekend with a couple friends, and one of them downloaded it too. And when we had a little downtime before we were going to bed or whatever, we played some of it. And I told him that I was pretty sure that I'm the best player in North America.
Nice.
It's probably the best I've ever played a game since since Call of Duty, the first Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Or Rocket League, maybe.
Yeah, some of those matches that you get into, you really feel.
Oh my god!
I think I went 33-6 one match.
Yeah, my kill death is 4.3 right now.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and out of my 11 matches, I was the MVP 7 times, and my accuracy was 33%. And I was just comparing numbers to the guys I was playing with, and I was like, I can't, like, what is the reasoning that I'm good at it?
Yeah.
Like, my friend
what is it?
My friend Dakota has been sending me screenshots of him going like 35-5 and stuff like that. So he's in the same boat. He's also crushing it at that game.
Yeah. I just want to know what the explanation is. Like, why am I better at that?
I was thinking about that too, because I did get into some where I barely had a positive KD. I think it might have to do with the quality of phones some people are probably playing on.
That
You know,
could be.
if it's a worldwide game and you're playing, people have crap phones. Kids have crap phones. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe it doesn't
So are
just
you
run
trying
that
to
well.
tell me I'm not the best player in North America?
Oh no, you're best. You're the best player easily.
Okay. You
Keep,
told me I should go pro.
keep playing and go pro. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's so good.
I love it.
Sick Kid Gaming says you can use a mouse and keyboard as well. I'll have to try that out because I have a Bluetooth mouse and a Bluetooth keyboard, so I'll have to try that.
You might be the best player in North America if you do that.
Yeah, that seems unfair. And actually, I saw someone, I think it was on Instagram, had bought a controller setup for their phone to play with actual like thumbsticks. So
Yeah.
I don't know how effective that wouldn't be effective for me. I probably do better with the touch screen than that, but I would love to try it with a mouse and keyboard. That's fantastic.
I really gave some thought to buying the battle pass for it.
Yeah, I looked into it. I probably would have if it wasn't. I think there's two versions. It's $10 for the cheap one. And with a mobile game, I'm not sure how long I'll play it.
That's my thing.
Probably about a week is usually when I like a mobile game is how long I play it. But if I end up sticking with this one for a while, I'll spring for the battle pass.
Yeah.
But it's really good. We'll have to friend each other, Eric. And
oh well, yeah. Well, we can certainly try. I'll be damned if I could get my buddy from the weekend on my friends list.
Oh, really? It's so they Nintendo'd it.
It's kept saying neither of us could be found, neither of us existed. I started a clan on there, couldn't invite. It was.
Oh, that was cluster. like with our Gears Pop clan. I couldn't for the life of me find it forever.
Exactly.
You'd think they'd make it easier.
Same thing.
Huh. Okay.
Well, I'm glad you guys like it.
Yeah, it's great. Definitely be playing more of it. Will should definitely download it. Corey should download it. I know you're listening to this, Corey, probably tomorrow at work.
I wonder if he would like it.
I have it downloaded.
I don't know if he would like it or not, but he should still try it because it's free.
Yeah, you just never know with old Corey, do you?
No, you don't. All right. So, do we want to talk about what we played? Since we'll talk a little bit about first impressions of the Outer Worlds. And then we can do our weeks, and then Eric, you are free to go, sir.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
All right. So the Outer Worlds, also on it's on Xbox Game Pass, it's on PC Game Pass, it's on the Epic Game Store, also on PS4. Despite Obsidian now being owned by Microsoft, this game's been in development for a few years, so it was of course going to come to the PS4. But I just want to say that so far I freaking love Outer Worlds. I feel like it's been so long since I've played a game like this, and I want to say it's probably since the Fallout 3 I haven't played a game that just scratches all those itches for me, I guess. I love the humor of it. I love the world. I love the world building. I love doing the side missions. So far so good. What do you guys think of it so far?
Well, I've played for about 2 hours exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. I don't think I'm ever gonna like those games as much as you guys do.
Sure.
But I definitely really like it, and I can definitely see why somebody would love it. I just have such a shitty attention span. That's really what it boils down to.
It's got a lot of dialogue,
It does, but it is funny. It's good dialogue. I do like it. I've actually read quite a bit of it so far. But the problem for me is the longer the game goes and the more dialogue I see, the less attentive I am to anything going on.
Sure.
And then I stop caring about what I'm doing, and I'm like, oh, I'm just running around getting shit for people and going back. But
sure.
No, I've really liked it so far. Some really cool characters, fun missions. The world is very interesting.
Yeah.
And colorful and that sort of thing. It's definitely a different style world than anything I've played in a very long time. So definitely thumbs up for me.
Yeah, like I said, we'll do a longer episode next week. Will, what are your thoughts?
I've only played an hour of it so far, and that's only because I literally just have not had a chunk of time to sit down and play it for more than an hour. But I do really like it so far. It reminds me a lot of Fallout New Vegas right off the hop with being in Edgewater and everything like that.
Yeah.
So right now, like I'm just kind of talking to all the people who live there and doing some side missions like that. Dan, like and Eric, I don't know if you talked to the guy right off the bat, with the Gravedigger and having to collect the deuce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like.
Oh yeah, I did that one.
Yeah, so doing that and talking to like the people who live in Edgewater and then getting different quests from them, like the crazy militia guy and stuff like that, like very enjoyable. It reminds me a lot of New Vegas and like Borderlands too. So
yeah,
I'm really enjoying it, and it's gonna be a game that I know I'm gonna adore and play a lot of this year. I just gotta get the time to be able to do that. And for what it's worth, one of my friends, Johnny, who's been on the podcast before, has said that it's his favorite game of the last 2 to 3 years too. So it's getting a lot of praise.
Yeah. I absolutely. I probably played maybe 5 or 6 hours. I just got off the first planet. Actually, that's where I am at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really good, and I really like it. I hope to get a huge chunk of time in playing it over the next week before we. I don't know if I'll have it beaten by next week's episode, but I would like to have a 2/3 of it done by next weekend. I'm running into the problem where, because I like the game so much, I want to see all of it and do everything, which I don't feel like I've had from a game in quite a while. Fire Emblem Three Houses was kind of that way, but in this game, I feel like I need to search every nook and cranny and talk to every NPC and get all their dialogue and stuff, and it's just refreshing to have that, I feel like it's been so long.
And that's exactly why I haven't been able to play more too.
Yeah.
I want to give it the time it deserves.
Yeah, it's not one of those games that you can sit and play for like 20 minutes and feel like you accomplish anything. You definitely have to have a chunk of time.
Exactly.
So. All right. That's all I have for what I played. Did anyone else play anything real quick?
I know we're going to Persona 5.
Persona 5?
Oh, he beat it.
It took me 120 hours.
Wow. Well done, Will. I'll add it to the list.
I just want to say one quick story. I was on the final boss, and the boss took me so long to beat that I had to leave my PlayStation on and go to work to come back to beat it. And of course, I forgot what I was doing and died within the first 2 minutes of me resuming the battle, so I had to redo it. So I spent like 2 hours trying to fight the final boss. But God, I love that game. Fantastic. I can't wait for Persona 5 Royal to come out in March next year. So high recommend for people who are into JRPGs. But that's it for me. I don't want to talk too much about it. I've talked about it for the last 2 months now.
All right. Eric, do you want to talk about your week before you head out?
Sure. So I figured since I actually did something, I'd stick around and share. I went up to Buffalo this past weekend for the Bills and Eagles game with a couple of friends I've made down in Virginia are big Eagles fans. So they were playing in Buffalo this year, and I was like, I haven't been to a game since I left New York, so figured that would be a good time to go up to one. So we made the drive up to Buffalo on Friday. It was about, probably took us 9 hours to get up there, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, stopped a few times, had lunch and everything. So yeah, Friday night, my buddy Bill and I, we went to. So I know a lot of people that have either lived in Buffalo or like know people that live in Buffalo. So I tried to go to places that those people recommended rather than like, the places you always hear about if you go there. So first night we went to this place called JP's Pub. It's in Hamburg, New York. If you do go there, I wouldn't expect anything extraordinary. It's kind of a dive bar. It was definitely an older crowd, mid to older.
Uh-huh.
They were all hammered drunk, singing, nice. Playing on the jukebox. So we got there fairly late. So we got a plate of wings to share, try a couple of sandwiches that were supposedly specialties there with Reuben and a beef on a wick, which for those that don't know is a big Buffalo thing too.
Oh yeah.
It's basically roast beef on a Kimmelwick roll, which is like covered in salt and caraway seeds, I think is what it is.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, and horseradish sauce too. So yeah, we had that for dinner. Got up the next morning, and our buddy Vito met us up there. So I had been recommended a place called Sophia's for brunch, breakfast kind of thing. So we went to Sophia's, and cannot recommend that place enough if you're ever in Buffalo. It was so good, and found out that it was actually on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives with Mr. Guy. I know Tito's a big Guy fan.
Oh, okay. Guy Fieri.
Yes. Yeah, so that place was so good, though. Do you guys like Bloody Marys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I do.
Oh, God, yeah.
But one of the better Bloody Marys I've ever had.
Nice.
It was really good. They top it with a bunch of fried onions and bacon on top. Yeah.
Oh,
that sounds delicious.
Good. And then I got it's called a big plate, and it was basically just sausage, hot peppers, sweet peppers, eggs, and potatoes in a giant mound covered in pepper jack cheese. And then they make their homemade toast there. Oh man, it was so good. So then we went to this place called Froth Brewery, which is actually right across the street from Sophia. So that's a good 1-2 if you're ever up there. I tried a couple beers that I had never had anything like them before. Well, one. I'm a big sour beer fan. So they had a really good sour ale called Liquid Lollipop. And then I had never been introduced to these things. My buddy Bill tells me they're called shakes pretty often. And so I'm going to read you the ingredients to the one that I had. It's a Strawberry Danish is the beer name. Uh-huh. So it's a blonde ale brewed with milk sugar, cream cheese, vanilla icing, strawberry puree, and citrus hops.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he told me, he's like, I know this is going to sound disgusting, but it's actually really, really good. And it's creamy. It was so good. Like I could have sat there all day. Well, they're kind of sit heavy in the stomach because it's like creamy, but I never had something like that before, and now that I know it's a thing, I'm gonna definitely look for those.
Seek them out. Yeah, I'll have to seek it out too. That sounds delightful.
Yeah, he said like I said, they're usually called shakes.
Okay.
But yeah, highly recommend that. That place was pretty cool. Then we went to another one called Thin Man Brewing, which is pretty popular up in Buffalo. Again, I like the sour beers, so I tried one called Minky Boodle. And if you are there and you like sour beers, it's probably the best sour beer I've ever had. So highly recommend that one.
Minky Boodle?
Minky Boodle.
Okay.
I don't know what's with their names of their beers, but they're all pretty out there. They do have a cool one, a Pilsner. You know how there's like the Bills Mafia thing?
Yeah.
They named it Pils Mafia.
Nice.
Yeah. So that one's pretty popular. I actually didn't care for it. And I usually like Pilsners, but whatever. So Minky Boodle, try that one. They have a really cool game room with darts and skee ball and all sorts of shit. So that was cool. So on to the chicken wings, because I know that's what everybody wants to hear.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I had done a fair amount of research before I went up as far as where I wanted to take the guys for chicken wings. You know, we only had a couple days to play around with, so I had heard of this place called Kelly's Corner, and I immediately thought it was something to do with Jim Kelly. It is definitely not to do with Jim Kelly. Again, sort of a dive bar, sort of not. Maybe in kind of a rough part of town from what I was told. So we went down there, and we ordered the platter of 50 wings to split amongst us, and again, tried their Kimmel Wick, beef on wick. Probably the best chicken wings I've ever had in my life. And I have had a good amount of chicken wings.
Nice.
My buddy Bill said the same thing. He said probably the best wings he's ever had. They were just like big. And you know how sometimes when chicken wings are too big, they're not crispy?
Yeah.
They're a little chewy.
Yeah.
Not here. I mean, big chicken wings, very crispy. And the sauce was a little different than a traditional. It wasn't just like that bright orange, buttery sauce. It was like a deeper red. I don't know what it was that they put in it. It wasn't barbecue. It wasn't like a barbecue sauce, but it was definitely, I don't know if it had like chipotle peppers or something in it, because it was pretty spicy. But man, I'll tell you, if you're ever in Buffalo, go to Kelly's Corner. You won't have to wait for a table. It's not a tourist attraction. So we we were gonna go to Anchor Bar because that's like the tourist place for chicken wings up there. We walked in there. First of all, the place was absolutely run over by Eagles fans. I mean, they're fucking everywhere. Because again, it's a touristy thing to go to Anchor Bar. So the table was like an hour and a half. So we said screw it, and we just went to Kelly's Corner instead. And it was definitely the right decision because I'm telling you what, those wings were so good.
Oh man, I'm like salivating over here.
Oh, I know. I sent you guys pictures of what we were eating up there.
So good. I love food pics.
Yeah. So then we went to a couple distilleries. I can't remember what they were called because we'd been drinking all day. But distilleries were very cool too. I don't like just straight liquor necessarily.
Sure.
My buddy Bill was getting flights trying just like straight bourbon, and that's not for me. So I was just trying like some of their mixed drinks with the liquor that they do make.
Eric, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
How were the various servers that you interacted with on your journey?
So JP's definitely seemed like a family-owned kind of place. Like mom and dad probably both work there, and their kids are probably going to work there, and maybe like family friends' kids were the servers.
Okay.
Our waitress was really nice. Definitely seemed like a typical Buffalo kind of person.
Yeah.
The way I described the Buffalo people to Bill, and it definitely fit very well when we got to JP's, was that they are a hearty, thick people. And that is exactly what we witnessed when we walked into JP's.
Nice.
I love it there so much. But geez, at Kelly's, not great. It was okay.
Not great.
You know.
Yeah, I got you.
Then I will say that the waitress or the servers or whatever at the breweries and the distillery were great. You know, I think it's kind of an up and coming thing in Buffalo, the breweries. So I think they're all trying to make a really good impression with everybody. They introduce themselves like by name. Hey, my name's whatever. What's your name? I'll be taking care of you today.
That's probably also a little bit more rewarding than being a normal server too, I would think.
Yeah.
Because you kind of build a relationship a little bit with the people and help them find things that they like and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Than getting
Same with the
food for
distilleries.
picky people.
They were great there too. The one distillery was really interesting because it was going for like this weird, almost like, I don't know, hipstery, like spacey vibe, and they were playing what's the show? Twilight Zone was on the TV there, and that's kind of the vibe they were going for. That was kind of weird. One of the more interesting things that happened was before we were going to the one distillery, so we're walking by the building next door. Front is all glass windows. You look in there, and it was a pole dancing class.
Oh.
With like 20 girls barely wearing any clothes, and I was like, what on earth? What did we stumble upon here?
Where am I? Red light district in Buffalo?
Yeah, so we had a task ahead of us pulling my buddy Bill away from the window, but we were able to do it. So then the next day was the football game. So we got up in the morning, went to the game. My buddy's family came. Grandparents put on a whole spread for us: sausage, hot dogs, pulled pork, Jack Daniels. Brought a bottle of Jack to pass around, beers. It was great. The only thing was the weather was fucking awful in the morning. It was super rainy, just super high winds. Like people's tents were blown away, and I did not prepare the way I was dressed because when we left the hotel, it was fine. So I ended up having to buy like a new hat and new socks because my feet were sopping wet. And but regardless of that, it was a good time. Football game sucked. The Bills really shit the bed on me in my return to Buffalo, but as a Bills fan, you always know that is certainly a possibility.
Right.
But I think we had a good time. They enjoyed the stadium. I think the fans represented themselves pretty well. It was loud, and as it always is there, so that was a good time. And then my last but not least, last place we went was another place I had heard had really good wings called Sunny Reds. Now, their chicken wings were made famous by former Bills center Eric Wood. He's the one that kind of put them on the map, because he said he really liked theirs, and like they have a special spice blend they put with their traditional sauce. They definitely were not as good as Kelly's, but definitely a very good chicken wing if you're in the area. The pizza looked really good on the menu, but they were out of pizza dough when we got there, so we couldn't try it.
Oh, that stinks.
But Sunny Reds had a very good experience with the waiter there. He was running the bar and the tables by himself, and he wasn't stressed, wasn't being an asshole. He was super good. Food came out on time, so would definitely recommend that place as well.
Wow, that's a tall task.
Yeah, he told us right when we got there too. He was super honest. He goes, "Listen, guys, I'm running basically by myself. I'm gonna give you a menu when you're ready to order. Just come up to the bar. I'll take your order." We did, and it was all good. He was super nice. Came back, checked on us. And,
yeah, good.
Yeah, so successful trip. We had a great drive back too. We took like a very strange way because I avoided tolls. So it took us like all these weird back country roads. Like you almost forget that these places exist.
Yeah.
Even like smaller than where we're from.
Oh really? A little.
Oh yeah.
Little one
like,
street
way
towns.
Out in the backwoods. No internet or cell service, nothing. So like it was like silence in the car unless we were talking. But it's fall, so it was beautiful. Like just trees everywhere. It was a really, really nice drive back. So it was a great trip.
Nice.
And I did want to plug one product.
Yeah.
I guess I plugged a few, but so my buddy Bill, he's even a little older than me. He's in his early 40s, so he works in like a health and wellness thing. So he pulls this box out, and he's like, "Hey man, I got these pills. They're called Party Smart." So we got them where we work, and it's basically an herbal supplement that's supposed to curb your hangover symptoms in the morning.
Uh-huh.
So you take it when you start drinking or while you're drinking. I felt so good every morning when I woke up, and usually it's the opposite for me. If I have one or two beers, I get a headache, like no matter what. And both of us were like, this stuff is like a miracle. So if you're like us and you're getting old and the alcohol's taking the toll on you these days, Party Smart supplement.
I'm interested in that just because I like to know like what exactly it does that gets you.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It works. That's the key. I'll have to look it up and see what kind of stuff's in it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, that was my weekend.
Okay.
Good times.
That sounds fun.
Yes, sir.
All right. Will, are you still with us? I'm gonna guess
He's gone.
No. He is gone. I can hear his car occasionally.
I hear him. Yeah.
So.
Beardless in the chat said he swears the next time he logs in, Will's going to be streaming from a tightrope.
Yep. In the name of the game, right, Will?
Oh. He left.
Yeah, he must have gotten.
I think he lost cell service.
Oh, there he goes. Hey, Will.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I don't know. I have full bars right now, and I don't know why the call ended. But whatever.
No problem. All right, Eric, are you peacing out now?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the hay. Got to be to work early.
Man. All right, take it easy. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Bye, Eric.
We'll see ya. Will, you got nibble bits that you can access?
I do not.
Okay. I got a couple here. Let me call up my.
I feel like I knew stuff off memory, but now I'm blanking.
Yeah, no, that's okay. First one. Oh, this was kind of big news, and I don't know if you heard this, Will, but EA is going to start putting their games back on Steam.
I did see that actually.
Starting with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is cool. Surprising though, and
very.
While I think that's good, I can't help but be skeptical of all of it because it's EA, and I don't trust EA at all. So, I don't know. How do you feel about it, Will?
Well, how do you mess that up? I guess is the question.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really,
they'll know. They'll know.
they'll screw it up somehow. What's happening here? Okay, I'm tinkering with the window. Okay.
No, you're good.
So that was the one. They're gonna start putting other games on there too. That's just the first one. They're gonna do some older releases, including The Sims 4, Unravel 2, Apex Legends, Battlefield 5, that will have crossplay between Steam and Origin. So that's some consumer friendly stuff right there. I like that. I'm more likely to buy those games now that they're on Steam. Never much liked Origin, even though I do own a few games on Origin. That's a good thing. So.
Yeah, that is a good thing, definitely.
Let's see. Death Stranding is coming to PC in 2020.
Man,
I don't. Again, I also don't know how to feel about this. I still don't understand anything about Death Stranding.
Nope,
but I mean, if it reviews well, I'll probably just I'll just buy it. I believe it's supposed to come out in the summer. I don't see a date.
I just realized that game's coming out next Friday, I think.
Yeah, it's it'll be a week. Yeah, a week from Friday. Yep. So next Friday.
That's crazy. Holy crap.
Yeah. So there's that. Beardless asks, is it a Uplay situation or can you launch EA games with just Steam? I believe you could just buy them and launch them in Steam. That's the impression that I got.
That's how they messed it up.
Oh, that could very well be, because you could buy Ubisoft games on Steam, but it would just use the Uplay launcher. I'll have to get clarification on that. That's a great question. Maybe it says on here. I didn't get that impression from what I was reading, but that doesn't mean that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that could be their EA moment right there. So you can buy it in Steam, but it's gonna still launch Origin.
That's 100% what's gonna end up happening. I guarantee it now.
Let me call up the article again. The publisher. So this is from Kotaku. It was Mike Fahey. He said, for the first time since 2013, PC gamers won't have to open up Origin to purchase big new EA releases.
Okay.
Publisher returns to Steam on November 15th with the release of Respawn's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
So it does seem like it says more games to follow, and EA Access subscription also to follow through on Steam. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like that's what they're gonna do, but I can't confirm one way or the other.
Just real quick.
Yeah. So we're back. One more nibble bit before we move on to the next segment, which was, I had it called up. PlayStation 4 lifetime sales are now above 100 million. So it's overtaken the original PlayStation and Nintendo Wii. And the only console that have sold more than the PlayStation 4 is the PlayStation 2. Let's see if I can... 155 million PlayStation 2s out there. So the PS4 still has a long way to go to get to that milestone, but it's done pretty well for itself. So congrats to Sony on that. I mean, they came out swinging when the new consoles were announced, and Xbox couldn't have made worse PR moves before the system came out. So, clear winner this generation.
Definitely.
Sales-wise, anyway. Yeah, that was my last nibble bit. Will, how was your week?
I've got a nibble bit, actually, real quick.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
There's a lot of rumors flying around about what's going to be announced at BlizzCon.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, of some capacity. People don't know if it's going to be Overwatch Chapter 2 or a full-blown sequel. And also, apparently, Diablo 2 remake, something like that is kind of what has been being floated around quite a bit from like Jason Schreier and whatnot. He doesn't mention the Diablo 2 remake or whatever, but he does mention Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2 as well as other expansions, remasters, and surprises. So
cool.
That's coming down the docket here. BlizzCon, I think, is this weekend, next weekend.
Oh, I don't know.
One of those.
We should probably know. I'll look it up. Or do you want to look it up?
I'm looking right now. I figured it would say in the article, but I guess it doesn't.
Okay.
So I'll Google it real quick.
Sounds good. How was your week, Will?
Fine. I don't really have much to add.
I also don't have much to add for my week. The only thing is next or this upcoming Saturday is game day for Extra Life. So be sure to join us when me and Corey for most of the time. I know Will, you and Eric are gonna pop in here and there when you can.
Yes.
But yeah,
BlizzCon.
Go ahead.
BlizzCon's this weekend.
Oh, okay, perfect. So we'll know all that stuff this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, so join us, keep us company. We'd love if you can to donate to we're playing for Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. I probably have talked about this, but not recently. My daughter actually went a few times to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. She had a protein intolerance in foods, so when she was younger, she could not eat a lot of stuff because of this food. So they were very helpful in getting us like a nutrition plan and getting her eating right, and first of all getting a diagnosis because it was a rare food allergy. So it took us a while to get its diagnosis. We had to go to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia to actually get that diagnosis in the first place. And then, like I said, they helped us with nutrition, and we've been there a couple times. The most recent time was at their new facility, which is fantastic. It's a great hospital. It's beautiful. Definitely they do a lot of good work in helping kids get better. So if you can donate, please do. If not, no big deal. Just share our stuff on social media, and that also helps us a lot. So, but yeah, I'll be tweeting and posting that sort of stuff. Freaking Facebook is the worst. I made a post about it. We're playing for charity for donations. I think we have close to 300 people that like our page, and it showed it to like 30 because we don't pay for ads. It's ridiculous, and that's why I haven't done anything with Facebook. No one sees it, so I don't know what to do about that. But yeah, it's I posted on Twitter, I posted on Instagram about it. I'll be posting on Twitter and Instagram. So Riz says delete Facebook. Yeah, I probably will delete our Facebook before too long, because I don't like to have non-active things. It's why I put our website away for the time being. I only I can keep up with the occasional Instagram post and then posting stuff on Twitter. But like I said, Facebook never showed our stuff to anybody, so what's the point of having it? You will not get any of my money, so don't even think about it. But yeah, that's this weekend. Me and Corey are doing. We're gonna come up with a list of games here pretty soon. So, but you can imagine we'll probably play. Hopefully, mostly co-op stuff. I can imagine we'll probably play Stardew Valley. I'd like to get Corey playing some Fortnite. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see. But that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I don't have anything else for my week that I need to talk about. So we talked about we did all of what we played, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe I played anything else other than I played more Fortnite, obviously. I've got a couple more dubs under my belt. Oh, they're doing their Halloween event, which is actually kind of cool. So, what was I playing last night or the night before? Maybe I think it was last night. Just a random solos match or whatever, and all of a sudden a car next to me explodes and a zombie comes rushing out at me. So if you're playing Fortnite, be careful. If you haven't played Fortnite since the Halloween event started, it's the zombies that pop out of nowhere. It scares the crap out of me every time because I don't expect something like that to happen, but it does. So but that's the only other thing I played besides the Outer Worlds and then Call of Duty Mobile. So let's see if we have any feedback. I forgot to check earlier to see if we had feedback. So I will check right now. I should have called this up before, as usual. Oh, not the right thing. Oh, come on. You doing all right over there, Will?
Oh, God, no. I'm dying.
Uh-oh. Why am I signed out?
Because, Dan, they know. Oops. That's all I got.
This is ridiculous. I don't understand. There's no reason why I should be signed up. So yeah, because I keep separate browsers on my phone. One is for Thumbstick Athlete stuff, and one is for my own stuff. So there's no reason why Thumbstick Athlete should be signed out of our email account.
It's because they know, Dan, every week you use that browser, so they're trying to make it difficult.
It's a pain. I don't. Okay. Luckily, it remembered our password. So there's that at least. Come on, let's go. Use the web version. Okay, we got from Tate and we got from Idaho Jake. So first is from Tate, who says, "What's up, gents? Haven't had a chance to try Modern Warfare yet, and I was wanting to wait to see what you guys thought because the OG Modern Warfare was my favorite Call of Duty ever. But what I did have a chance to play a lot was the Outer Worlds. I won't spoil any of the story, but I will say that I'm about 20 hours in, and already I'm addicted. The story is great. The gameplay is fun. The graphics could be better, in my opinion, but you forget about that quickly because the game just sucks you in. It's like the perfect mix of Fallout and Knights of the Old Republic and a weird space world. I love it. The inventory system was a little weird at first, but once you get it down, it's really good. I love being able to pick up new companions to have in your party and do their side quests. So much personality, and each of them feels like such a unique character. Something else I love is that when you have certain characters in your party with you, they all give you a specific boost to a stat depending on who is with you. Someone gives you a boost in hacking or engineering, another might give you a boost in melee fighting and defense. And you can have these long, elaborate conversations that can have consequences either way with each character and get to know them better. One thing I'm not hugely impressed with so far is the fighting. The melee fighting just does not look next gen to me. I almost always prefer to use guns because melee just looks and feels so awkward to me. There are a lot of big decisions to be made that will make or break your reputation amongst multiple parties, and I love that mechanic in games. If any of you have played it, I would love to hear your take. Anyways, the other huge news is that the NCAA passed a law that college athletes can make money from people using their name and likeness, which means, could we be getting a new NCAA football, basketball video games again? I sure as hell hope so long as EA doesn't do it. Because we all know they will screw up royally and make it the biggest disappointment of all time. Anyways, hope you are all doing well. Pod on, Taterade out. Yes, we have played Outer Worlds. It's fantastic. One thing I did want to talk about that I forgot to mention earlier is another thing. They also do the Shades of Grey thing pretty well too. So one of the last missions that you do on the first planet that you start on the game, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I will say it doesn't feel like either way is the right answer, which I kind of like. It made the decision hard. And then after I made the decision, I was like, oh, I don't think that was the right decision. But I don't like it doesn't seem like it would have been better the other way, you know? And I really like that. That's genius to me. I don't know. So far, I love the game too. So, yeah, good stuff. So... from Idaho Jake says, "Hey guys, I'm at my second job. Just found out my son is coming home for Christmas and New Year's before he goes to Poland in March. Next, real fast, I'm liking Outer Worlds. Poland. We've got family in Poland.
Oh yeah, we're Polish.
Yep, we've got Polish blood in our veins. So I couldn't tell you where they live. I have no idea, but I know my grandmother's brother and his wife went to Poland to visit our relatives over there, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. Is that say Dzień dobry? Dobry. I don't speak any of the language, but my grandma did actually. She spoke some Polish, so
we're fluent in American.
That's about it. I know a couple Spanish words too that I learned in high school. Fluent in American.
¿Cómo está?
He says, if I remember correctly, that's good day or some such. Oh, okay. That's a nice thing. It's good I wasn't saying a swear word or something in Polish. But yeah, that's awesome. Awesome, Jake. And I'm also glad you're liking Outer Worlds. Really, like, if you have Game Pass, you should just play Outer Worlds. Or sign up for I think you can get a month. If you haven't tried Game Pass on PC or Xbox, you can there's deals everywhere for $1 for like a month, or $3 for 3 months, or whatever. I would definitely recommend you try the Outer Worlds because it's really good. If you've liked like past Fallouts or Borderlands or Mass Effect or anything like that, you will like the Outer Worlds too. I mean, and the ship is called the Unreliable. Like, your ship is called the Unreliable. That's so funny to me. I actually took a picture of a screen after I finally got my ship to lift off. It said, "Against all odds, the Unreliable lifts off," or something like that. And it made me actually giggle because I thought it was funny. So, good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Game giveaway time. Beardless says, "God, I can't wait to get home to play the Outer Worlds." Yeah, to Beardless, you should definitely play it. It's so good. So good. Like all the brown coat references. Yeah, there's a lot of good references in there, and they even reference like a lot of other games and tropes in games and all that stuff. So it feels like The Witcher a little bit like that. Really craving an Obsidian RPG, and it is an Obsidian RPG. A little bit of jank included. It's not as janky as like Fallout New Vegas, but there is definitely. I think it's because of the engine. It uses Unreal instead of what's Bethesda's Creation, maybe. It's still got a little bit of jank, but not nearly as bad. And Tate's right about the melee combat. I didn't really like it either, so I immediately switched over to guns. I don't know. You probably haven't played enough, Will, to figure that out, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay. But yeah, again, we'll have an episode on that next week, a full episode. Where hopefully I've beaten it, but I probably won't have beaten it. But 2/3, that's my goal. 25, 30-ish hours, I'll be satisfied. All right, game giveaway time. Ooh. Okay. So, Will, you got the random number generator?
Yep, and 2-1.
Yep. Tate's 1, Jake's 2.
So it's Jake.
Jake is the winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, Chromebook. It's an Acer Chromebook with a touchscreen. I definitely highly recommend if you get a laptop to get it with a touchscreen. It's so much easier. All right, that's not the right page. Tate. Yeah, I also love Chromebooks, especially for if you're just doing it for like browsing and stuff. You don't need the full Windows operating system. I tell people that all the time. Like, unless you're doing heavy gaming or a lot of like video, image editing and stuff like that, you don't need a Windows computer. These are much cheaper. Battery life is good. It was a little over $200 with the touchscreen. It's fantastic for that sort of stuff. For browsing, watching TV, I do a little bit of light editing and stuff. Yeah, 13. I think mine gets about 9. Not that I've ever come close to using that all at once, but I'm always near a plug. Okay, so the winner is Jake. Okay, game number 1, Will. 1 to 150. Again, I'll have to compress this list at some point.
73.
73. 73 is Vampire Legends: The True Story of Kisilova.
Oof.
I'm just going to put 73 on there rather than type the whole thing out. Okay. Next game.
25.
25. Command and Conquer Red Alert 3 Uprising on Steam.
53.
53. Gone.
136.
136 is Serious Sam 3 BFE. Whoops. I don't remember what BFE stands for.
Yeah, I don't know either. 59.
59. It's Kathy Rain.
All right. 72.
72 is The Secret Order 2 Masked Intent. Secret Order 2. Now, I'm going to look that up because the Secret Order 2 Masked Intent. Just because if that's that's not the MMORPG, is it?
No, that's canon.
No, that's Secret Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an actual game. It looks like it's like an adventure game. So yeah, Secret Order 2 Mass Intent. What was that? 72. Okay.
Is that 5 games?
Yep.
Sweet.
So yeah, Jake, your choices are... Oh, take it easy, Beardless. Good to see you. Hope to see you on Saturday at some point. Tune in for our Extra Life stream. So 72 is the Secret Order Mass Intent, our Vampire Legends, this True Story of Kisilova. 25 is Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 Uprising. 59 is Kathy Rain, and then 136 is Serious Sam BFE. So let us know what you want, Jake, and we'll send it your way. Tate, I will email you the game choices you have too. Probably when I get done getting this episode all together. So next week is going to be the Jake wants the Secret Order 2. Perfect. So I can send that out after I finish the episode. After we finish the episode. So next week is going to be the Outer Worlds. I'm assuming we're probably all going to be on.
I think so.
I'm assuming it's Thursday because I know Corey's played a decent amount of the Outer Worlds. Eric's played obviously the Outer Worlds. I've played a lot of the Outer Worlds. Will's played a little bit, but probably will play more by then, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, so that's everything for this week's episode. That'll do it for episode 431 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Well,
thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.